You guys, it is another day and another cliffhanger in the Murdaugh Murders trial. So much happened today. I'm so excited. Okay, let me start from the beginning. First of all, in this morning's video, we talked about Poot and Poot by the sea. I saw a picture of his wife. Oh my, not at all what I expected. First of all, she's kind of young and beautiful. Who knew? On YouTube, I don't know where it shows up, but somewhere you could post like pictures, kind of like an Instagram thing. And I found a picture of the pig that Dick Harpootlian reminds me of. And that is the pig from Animal Farm. The pig's name is Napoleon. And he's just like, that's who Dick Harpootlian reminds me of. Then in the morning session this morning, he was just missing in action. I don't know where he was. This was going to be a rough day for him, right? He must have sensed it in his spirit because it was a rough day in court for him. So what happened was cell phone, blah, 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 whatever. They went over a bunch of cell phone stuff. But what we found out this morning is that there is a gap of time missing in Alex's cell phone records. These people, this family was on their phone all the time. Everybody was talking. They were texting. They were on social media. They were always on the phone. But around the hour, like the hours surrounding the time of these murders, Alex's phone goes dead and he deleted a bunch of calls during that time. Well, we don't know if he deleted them. The calls went missing. Now, the calls are missing from his phone history, but I think Verizon or whoever might actually have those because you can delete them off your phone. You can't delete them off the network. So I'll be interested to hear what Verizon or all those folks have to say about that period of time where the calls are missing. So that's fascinating. I could hardly wait to hear that. And then Rogan, Paul's best friend, the kid who he was on Snapchat with seconds before his murder. Remember how Alex was like, I was up at the house taking a nap and Maggie and them went down to the kennels and some bad man came in and shot them. I was never at the kennels. Well, Paul, whose phone was down to 2%, the idea of just walking around these streets with your phone at 2%, that alone gives me anxiety. But he's running around with his phone at 2%, almost dead, and he's talking to his friend. Yeah, there's something funny with the dog's tail. The dog is very cute. A chocolate lab named Cash. Oh my God, he's such a good boy. Anyway, so he is in the kennels, and we saw these videos today in court. Paul's in the kennel taking a Snapchat video of the dog's tail, and you hear Maggie in the background say, he got a chicken in his mouth, or he's got a bird in his mouth. And so Paul says, oh, that's a chicken. And I guess the dog's name was Buster. Well, I don't know. It was some dog name. So you hear Alex's voice call the dog's name, and then Paul says something, and then Alec calls the dog again. Mr. I was not at the kennels. That Snapchat video was taken at 8:44. 4 minutes later, Paul and Maggie's phones go dead forever, go silent forever. My man, if you were not at the kennels, how come we got you on video 4 minutes before the murder? That's on my tea. Sorry, I'm distracted. Please explain that to us, sir. We would like a thorough and complete explanation. So here's the other thing, and this requires like a little bit of backstory. So if you're just watching this case and you don't know anything about it, you're like, okay, this guy randomly on a nice Saturday afternoon, whatever day it was, shot and killed his family. It makes no sense. The prosecution needed to be able to show motive. Now, we know that Alec has been indicted for like 100, literally like 99 or 100 financial crimes, many of which he has already acknowledged. But because that's a prior bad act, the prosecution cannot say he did this finance stuff, therefore he did this murder stuff. So the defense has gone to great lengths to keep all the financial crimes out from in front of the jury. They can't mention it. They can't talk about it. The prosecution has gone to the judge and said, hey, we would like to show how these things are all connected. And the defense is saying it has no bearing. So the prosecution just waited and waited. And today, the defense, Alex's lawyers accidentally opened the door to allowing in the financial crimes. And they did it. It has to be an accident. There's no way in the world they did this on purpose. They were questioning one of the witnesses, the kid that was supposed to get the Snapchat video from Paul. He's on the stand, and oh God, he was heartbreaking. He's like a 20-something-year-old kid, and he's a farmer. I didn't even know farming was still a job. Apparently it is. I just thought all the foods came from factories or whatever. I don't know. But he's a farmer. He was very sweet. And he was choked up, and his voice caught when he was talking about his best friend and the family. And Alec and Maggie were like a mother and father to him. It was so sweet. If you haven't seen it, you have to go watch the video. Bring a box of Kleenex. Like, Tito, get me a tissue. It was a whole situation. Y'all old if y'all know that reference. But anyway, that's an old Eddie Murphy joke. Tito, give me some tissues. Anyway, so this kid is on the stand, and he said, I thought I heard Mr. Alec's voice on the phone. And they said, well, did you tell the police? He said, yes. When you told the police, what percentage were you sure? He said, I told the police I was 99.9% sure I heard Alex's voice in the Snapchat video when the police later played it for me. So the defense gets up, and they're like, what did you think of them? Were they nice to you? Blah, blah, blah. And they said, trying to make it look like Alec is this great guy, can you think of any reason why this great guy would kill his family, would shoot his son or whatever? And this kid says, no, I can't think of any reason. Well, reason points to motive. By them asking that one question, can you think of any reason, they have opened the door for the prosecution to stand up and go, oh, we can think of some reasons. And now they can bring in all the financial crimes. So they let that witness go. They argue back and forth a little bit before the judge, and the judge is like, well, we'll see. Then they bring up another one of Paul's friends, this kid Wills, or there's a Will and a Wills, but this kid, I think his name is Will, gets on the stand, and they're asking him questions, blah, 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 about an earlier Snapchat video about some trees, about whatever else. And then at the end, the defense gets up. Now, they're trying to paint Alex as like the wonderful family man. And they show a video from a party that was at the Edisto Beach House. Who was in this? It's a video of just them singing happy birthday to Alec. There's zero reason to show this video other than to demonstrate that, like, oh yeah, he's this wonderful family guy. And so they said, okay, we surrender the witness. Prosecution, you can get up. Prosecution gets up, runs back the video and says, who's that there in the video? Do you recognize the man in the blue shirt or whatever? The kid on the stand says, yeah, that's Chris Wilson. Chris Wilson is deeply involved in the financial crimes. So the prosecution says, how do you know him? Who is Chris Wilson? Oh, that's Alec's best friend. Okay, did you know anything about Alec's financial state? Did you know anything about his law practice? Did you know anything about the financial shenanigans that were going on related to Chris Wilson? Honey, the defense was on I object. And Your Honor was like, we gonna take this up in the morning. We are done for the day. I was like, oh my God, the defense has opened the door, and now in walks all of that finance. Now the jury is going to be able to see and hear and fully understand all the reasons that this took place, because it doesn't make sense that this wonderful family man would, quote unquote, butcher his family out of the blue. But you know what would make him butcher his family out of the blue? Tremendous financial pressure. The jury had no way to know about it. It was not their business. It could not be brought in unless the defense screwed up. And now the defense has screwed up, and it is on like Donkey Kong, y'all. If you are not watching Emily D. Baker cover this trial live on YouTube all day, I do not know what you are doing with your life. You're living wrong. That's what you're doing. You're living wrong if you are not watching Miss Emily D. Baker. But alas, don't worry. If you have missed her already, hey baby, my husband just came home. If you have missed her already, every day she posts a rewatch. So now the rewatch has commercials, which I personally find annoying. So I just watch her live. So get on the Emily D. Baker train and Turns out Mrs. Poot does not at all look like Petunia Pig. She's a hottie. Who knew that old decrepit man could pull a hottie? But good for you, Dick, because you're going to need some of her love and understanding after the day you had in court today. All right, y'all. I will see you back right here in the morning. Talk to you soon. Bye.